And now you guys got to remember, I suck at disc golf, so anything I say in this video, who knows if it's correct? It could be completely wrong. I don't know. This is just what I think when I play frisbees.
There's 3 keys to disc golf: driving, approaching, and putting. You need all 3 to do this disc sport.
What is up, guys? We're out here at Clearwater Pleasant Lake Disc Golf Course in Annandale, Minnesota. One of my favorites in the state. Hopefully you watched the last video of the front nine out here where I kind of went over some of the top tips that I've taken over the years from analyzing the pros that I've had the privilege to play with. But in this one, we're going to be talking about how I attack a course. Kind of what goes through my mind when I'm making a shot selection. I feel like I don't make many I don't know, maybe I make serious videos, but I don't actually talk much about like my personal game and how I attack the game. At least I don't really think. The back nine out here at Clearwater Pleasant Lake is definitely longer, and I would say overall harder than the front nine out here. So I'm gonna take you through this course and kind of just actually talk about each shot that I'm throwing rather than throwing my shots and talking about something completely different like usual. So hope you guys enjoy. Start off with a little easy one, hole 10. Par 3, 212 feet, dead straight, get a little bit left. This one doesn't take much explaining. I'm gonna just take a nice overstable approach disc here. I'm gonna throw this because it's only 200 feet long. I'm gonna be throwing it with a fan grip. I'm gonna be trying to hit it on like a stall, kind of nose up push, and then right at the end, after it's going straight, it'll just fall to the left. Skips right up. Wasn't a perfect shot, but the reason that I'm releasing it on that like kind of down angle like that is so that I don't just launch to the left. So even though I released it probably 5 feet more left than I originally wanted, because I released it on that like Annie nose up push, it held straight still, got past the trees, and then still right at the end jumped left. Whereas if I would have released that on a pure hyzer line, I probably would have got caught up in the left side here because of my misrelease. And then I could also take something like a proxy and kind of just push it on a little like hyzer like that. A little more of an ace run, but it's still parked. So I don't know if I've talked about it before, but when I'm playing like a competitive round, I never aim for the basket. I'm always aiming 20 feet short or 30 feet short. I'm aiming short every time to hopefully skip up. See the little stall hyzer, absolute peach. But this proxy, that was more of like a pure hyzer line, so it's not gonna like dump and just sit as much. Skipped a little bit more left. Still, for a good putter, you know, a good player should be in every time, but we all suck at something. So I guess a very simple lesson you could learn from a very short hole like that is, although when you step up, more or less, yes, it's just a pure hyzer, but the angle of release and the amount of spin you put on it could really dictate like how far you skip away. And for a lot of amateur disc golfers, there's a huge difference between a 15 footer and a 25 footer. So this hole is one of the hardest holes on this course. It is about a 500 foot par 4. You pretty much want to hit this tunnel, push dead straight, and then fade off a little bit at the end. You do not want to, I think the miss, if I remember right, is to finish dead straight, but you really want to throw one of those push hyzers right down there to get yourself in position. So I'm going to throw my FD, basically a fairway driver mid-range, and hopefully I just pipe it through there on a slight push hyzer and just keep it dead straight and clean. That was so good. One of those things on a hole like this where the fairway's right there, but there's one tree dead center. If that misses, I'd say that's pretty much perfect. We'll throw a second shot here. I'm gonna try and throw that same exact shot, just obviously miss the tree. We're throwing my eagle here. Yep. That looks super clean. So this is one of them holes in my mind where the odds of you doing what I did with that first shot are decent. Like, you hope that you hit the initial gap, but if you don't, it's all about how you like react to that shot. You could be like, fuck, I'm 120 feet off the fairway or off the tee box on the hardest hole on the course. What the hell do I do now? I know if I get one down to the mouth there, I should be able to get up and down for the 4. I'm gonna take an overstable approach disc, hang it on the right side, hyzered into that gap. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like pull that 10 feet right, but it was exactly where I wanted to land. So this is where the eagle landed. That's the actual fairway, but the odds are you're gonna end up somewhere in here. So a shot like this that I have, these woods are super tight. Now I could go dead straight at it, probably a low percentile shot. There is like an Annie kind of at it, or like a little forehand, but out here you might not be able to see. If I can get back to the fairway, which is going to be the most open part of the hole, with like a flick forehand turnover, that to me is the best shot to like push down towards the basket. So this shot right here, I want to go ultra, but in my mind I think this is a little too stable, so I'm actually going to go proxy and really just hope that it pushes left. Yep, and we're sitting 5 feet away. So something that goes through my mind on a situation like that is there was a dead straight shot right to where you'd want to land, 5 feet right of the basket. But in my mind, that dead straight shot in the position I was a lower percentile shot than pitching a forehand out to where this would be like the most open part of the fairway. The likelihood of you getting through this part of the fairway is higher than that straight shot. So me taking something on a forehand and pushing it through the more open gap, in my mind, leaves me more likelihood to get it to the basket. This is my second shot from my first tee. We're sitting dead straight. We're just gonna take the PA3, little punch throw, maybe, I don't know, 100 something out. Just like that, sit. So here's my second shot forehand for the little birdie 3. Oh. And then here's my PA3 for the 4 par save. Pretty much just a little breakdown of like a par 4, how I'm gonna attack like the birdie play and how I'm gonna attack the par save play. Hole 12, 287 foot par 3. The basket, dogleg right. There's gonna be one of two plays here. It's gonna be just dead straight forehand, push to the right, or it'll be like a flippy mid-range, tight line, flip to the right. On a hole like this for me, the number one thing would be, how have I been throwing today? Is my forehand on? Is my backhand on? At the time, what do I feel more confident with? I feel confident that I can hit both of these shots, but what one do I feel more confident in the moment with? I like to throw like a left to right hyzer flip, and that tree right there is the only tree that I'm worried about for me to like pull off this shot. So I'm gonna take a flippy mid-range, dead straight, and just hope that I hit that gap, don't hit the tree on the left, and just push right through. Just like that, except that tree stabled it out. But that's still putting. Circle 2, but putting dead straight. Which actually brings me to another really good point that I'll cover while we walk. Should be perfect. But you can't really ask for more than that on the forehand line. Should be sitting inside circle, 20 feet maybe. So that backhand shot, I didn't necessarily get the turn I was looking for, but I still went dead straight and beat the entire fairway, but now I have a circle 2 look. So here's the basket, just a little more right, and here's my disc, sitting probably about 40, 45 feet away. Now, this miss is a pretty good miss in my mind. You could 100% still make this putt. And so a hole like this where it's about 300 feet, but you got to end right, sometimes based on your skill level, you're better off just aiming dead straight and then trying to make a putt rather than trying to force the ante on a line that might be a little bit harder, a little tighter. You're more likely to shank the disc or whatever it may be. You know, if you have to throw an ante, that's a more complicated shot to most people than throwing dead straight. So by missing dead straight here, I still have a chance for birdie. Whereas if I would have missed to the right by trying to like really pull it to the right, I could be halfway down the fairway, really having to scramble just to save par. We're gonna try a little PA3 ante float. Gotta give it a chance. Like that. Guys, I'm feeling cracked lately. And then we got the forehand Firebird, sitting circle's edge. Pretty much a pure line, pure shot. A little skippy at the end, obviously. Mach 3. That was like my first time getting Mach 3 today. Damn. Oh God. The mosquito on the calf, but I somehow, that putt was so bad and it goes in, and the first one was good in my mind and it goes out. So that forehand for me is a pretty guaranteed shot. I feel like a stock 300-foot hyzer is something I should be able to do 99% of the time. Same with the backhand, but like I explained with that miss, it kind of just depends on what your skill set is and what you want the result of the hole to be. Not everyone is trying to park every hole. All right, hole 13, 423, kind of a long little bomber, tight gap to hit out of the gap. I'm gonna play 2 shots on this, depending on, once again, is my forehand feeling good? Is the backhand feeling good? My first shot would be destroyer, straight at it, and just hope that I miss that center tree. Now, obviously, you don't always want to just hope for that, but I think if I put a dead straight line on it, the odds of me just sliding up to the basket are pretty decent, and then I could take a more stable disc and kind of flex a forehand. A little windy today. I don't know what the breeze is out there. We're just gonna hopefully go dead straight. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty short. Kind of a bad miss, I guess, because you just got to give it a little more height. But I definitely think the wind just kind of dropped that. The second shot for me is going to be a big forehand. Kind of hang it out left on a slight turn. Just like that. Skip back. Parked maybe 20 short. Good shot though. So in a shot like this, the backhand, especially with the wind, I don't love it because the forehand for me is so much guaranteed distance where I know if I throw a stable forehand disc, I can just smack it and it's going 400 feet. Like there's really no doubt about that for me. Whereas the backhand shot, it's a little squirrely out here. I'm throwing a straighter destroyer. The wind is gonna disrupt it a little more. If this tree right here on the right wasn't there, I'd probably just go spike hyzer backhand, but you really do have to keep it low here. And clearly the backhand didn't work well. The forehand was definitely the shot for me. So a hole like this, I'm still sitting 100 feet out. I'm just taking a PA3. I'm not running it, just dumping a little hyzer on it. Just like that. Forehand shot pretty much came up, I don't know, 20 feet short on a 420-foot hole. This is definitely for me like the safer line. Come on. Ah. For someone who's good at putting, this is pretty much a birdie, but there it is. God. My forehand and backhand, I would say, are very similar distances. So whatever one that I can throw a hyzer with is probably the smarter shot for me. If it's a 400-foot hyzer and the forehand hyzer is open and the straight backhand is also open, I should probably go with the forehand hyzer. Same thing the other way. And that's not necessarily because I don't believe I could get the straight shot. It's just that hyzers for me are a higher percentage shot. So yeah. What a beautiful day out here. Little bit of a breeze, not many bugs, beautiful course. Doesn't get much better. This hole is about 530 feet. It's kind of like the opposite of the last hole where we're throwing more or less into the wide open. The last 60 feet are tucked back into the woods. So a hole like this, are you actually gonna get the tube? The odds, not great. I have got it right to the mouth to where you have jumpers, but that takes a really, really good shot. So you kind of got 2 options here. Do you just throw a flat shot and let hyzer back in for 450 feet, play a nice upshot? Or do you really try and like smash one and get a little greedy and maybe pinch yourself off side to side? That's kind of a game time decision. First one, we're just gonna throw a nice stable disc, pump it out there, hopefully just end dead straight. Yeah. Sit down. See, that's beauty. Could be 20 feet more right. That'll give me a nice little just hyzer in there. And then I could go a little bit flippier and really try and get one in there. See, but there's the risk. Is you turn it over a little bit into the tall grass. Didn't do much anyway. So the first shot for me was very high percentile. You're gonna hear me say that a lot probably in this video because the high percentile shot is obviously how you score well. The stock, hyzer distance shot, I feel very confident with. The turnover left to right distance shot, I don't really know where it's going, if I'm being completely honest. I don't play enough courses and I don't do field work so that I don't really know what that shot does most of the time. When I hit it right, it goes really far. But like this with a little heady, I don't know. I just released that disc hoping it would go far and it probably didn't go any further than my other one. and it's off into the tall grass. Which also brings you to like another game time decision of like, how do you feel at that moment? Right now, my body's not feeling like fantastic. I haven't been throwing many full power shots anyway. So this smooth little just hyzer shot just makes more sense than me trying to do something that my body probably doesn't even want to do right now. So my blue Star Boss here, probably about 100 feet short. So, you know, that stock low 400 hyzer. I can see the basket dead straight. I got a nice little hyzer shot in there. Once again, it's all about what you're capable of and what you want out of a hole like this. For me right here, on a good day, I'm going for the jumper. But here, I'm just tipping in this hyzer. Walk away with a 3 on this. Don't make it hard. And you're happy. Man, this course is looking beautiful right now. Huge shout out to whoever's been like taking care of this place. Easy 3. Easy 3 So I think there's a time and a place for really like thinking through your shots versus just throwing the frisbee and like trusting your body to like make decisions, because I'm guilty of the fact that like how I'm playing right now, really trying to like analyze these shots. Did I go to the... No, okay, I'm good. Thought I went the wrong way. Right now I'm really analyzing all these shots and I'm trying to make the smartest decisions. But I'm 100% guilty of the fact that most days when I'm out at the course, I'm not playing like this. When I get into a tournament, this may be how I actually play the rounds, you know, think them through a little bit more, but I haven't been doing much of that lately. So lately it's just, you come out and I'm slinging them. I let my body kind of do whatever it wants to do. But you know how they say like practice how you play or practice how you compete or some shit like that? I think a lot of amateur disc golfers need to do more of that. When you're playing your casual rounds or your practice rounds, treat them as if every shot really matters. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna just run up and chuck because I'm throwing 3 more anyway, so whatever happens, happens, doesn't matter. Try and make each shot really count for what it is. Hole 15, 364. Now this hole, dead straight, slightly off to the left. You could throw a massive hyzer over everything, but like I said, my body is not feeling like capable of that right now. I'm either going FD1 or Ultra on a flex push line to kind of drag it right, and then right at the end, I want to have a little bit of skip back to the left. Hopefully park it. So just so I don't come up short because I haven't been here in a while, we're gonna go FD1 right away. Go in. Oh my God, that was so good. So the reason that I'm going with this flex line rather than, you could just throw dead straight. When I throw dead straight, I release on a hyzer and I flip it up to flat. So the odds of me hitting this tree right off to the right are not super high, I hope, but they're decent. Where if I slightly miss 5 feet right, then I'm in that tree not even halfway to the pin. Whereas if I hit this flex shot, there's kind of a wide open window right there. As long as you put a little bit of ante on it and get it on that ante angle, it's going to get over the bushes on the left, and then you're kind of just home free, and you hope that your disc finishes well and gets there. What the fuck? When you don't throw dead straight, so you don't go into the tree on the right, but then you throw a flex shot and you turn it so much right out of the hand that you go into the tree on the right. But if I was playing a practice round out here, those 2 shots that I just threw would be the ones that I would practice. And now I know that the FD1 would be the shot for me. It's a little less of like a torque over shot. I can throw the FD1 nice and smooth, slow, get a little ante, whereas the Ultra would have been like a full power, not full power, but just a real hard flex. And I'm more of like, I like to keep the throws in that like 75 percentile. So the FD1 was basically perfect. I'm probably foot faulting right now, but whatever. Oh, golly. Let me see how far it is. So hole 16, par 4, 603 feet. I feel like there's 2 ways to look at this hole. You throw 300 feet twice and hopefully tap in for a 3, or you throw 450 feet once, 250 feet or 200 feet, whatever. I'm not very good at math. 150 feet one time, and hopefully you get a 3. So either way, you should potentially be able to get that birdie 3 here, but you got to play like your strongest shot. If you're an amateur, that 300-foot hyzer should be relatively easy. Do that 2 times in a row. You also do it once, felt the shot, do the exact same thing again, felt the shot. I'm gonna be going for like that 400, 450 foot shot to kind of make the upshot a little bit shorter. The tree, dead center out there, kind of the bigger, puffier one. I'm gonna try and swing it right by that tree. pretty much like that. Should sit, perfect, dead center cut. And a hole like this is where a lot of amateur disc golfers are gonna get themselves in trouble because they see a 600-foot wide open hole. They say, oh, I'm gonna take my distance driver, smash the shit out of it. What do? Shank the shit out of it. And then they're scrambling to still try and either, you know, hopefully get that birdie or even save par. Whereas if they go 300, 300, birdie, boom, done, easy. But so many people get caught up in like the distance competition. There might be a guy in your card who throws really far. He's gonna throw a 450-foot shot. And then you're gonna be like, ooh, I should try and do that. But you cannot throw 450 feet. So why would you be trying to do the same thing that he was doing? Just throw 300, throw 300 again, hopefully tap in a birdie. And then you guys just got the same score. Yours might not look as cool, but it doesn't matter. Here's my drive, probably 150 feet out. Could have been a little more to the right to make it a little bit straighter shot. But I guess right here, all I'm gonna do, take a little overstable approach disc. I'm gonna throw my Ultra premium plastic, preferably for me on a shot like this, so I get a little skip. I'm gonna throw just a little like nose up pop hyzer. Skip it right over. You may be wondering like what I mean by like a nose up pop hyzer. That's where I'm throwing it down at the ground with the nose up so that when it hits that hyzer, it goes like this and it scoops over, because this isn't really, like if I just threw a hyzer here, that's probably just gonna sit, not skip. See, now I'm probably sitting further away. That's not quite the angle. Whereas when I throw that nose up like scoop, it's gonna push to the left rather than just dump to the left. And now you guys gotta remember, I suck at disc golf, so anything I say in this video, who knows if it's correct? It could be completely wrong. I don't know. This is just what I think when I play Frisbees. So here is that PA3. This is the second shot I threw. Now I'm looking at a 20-foot putt, and for someone who sucks at disc golf, oh, we don't like 20-foot putts. We like the Ultra Peach, as some would call it. That's how you get the birdie 3. All right, hole 17, 325 feet. This hole is dead straight, wide open. The side to side, pretty open. Almost choose anything you want here. Buzz SS, straight at it. Firebird, forehand, flip up, straight at it. Well, not straight at it, slightly left, fade in. And then I would have like an FD1, kind of just hyzer, release on a little bit of Annie and let it just fall back to the basket. Once again, game time decision for me. What that day have I been throwing the best? What am I most confident with? I'm gonna go Buzz SS right out the gate, because when I see a straight shot and I have a Buzz SS in the hand, I believe I should get it 99% of the time. And that's a Peach. And I guess by straight shot, I mean not dead straight at it, but like hyzer, and then the Buzz SS obviously doesn't like spike, so it just kind of falls to the left. I could have gone flippier Buzz SS and went straight at it on like a hyzer flip up to flat, but it is a little swirly out there, so that's why I'm gonna go with a more stable Buzz SS. And then FD1, I could do the same thing. This is gonna be kind of like a softer throw where I kind of just pop it on an Annie, just like that, and then should just finish, jump, 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 jump. There we go, park job. And then the Firebird forehand. Nice and flat. Flip it up. Nope, threw that one pretty shitty, to be completely honest. Sitting about circle's edge. That was not a good shot. That's a little more of like what I should have done. I kind of thought I could just throw it like a Sally. It's a wide open shot. Just pick whatever you're feeling most comfortable with. That FD1 slight turn and then just like kind of stall back. I really like that shot for like controlled skip, controlled distance. I don't have to throw it too hard. The Buzz SS, obviously, it is a little swirly out here today. So would I always go with a mid-range dead straight or whatever? Maybe not. The FD1 is going to hold up to the wind a little bit more. In a game time decision, unless it's super gusty, I think any shot is going to work. The Firebird forehand, I just threw it like shit, to be completely honest. Absolutely babied it, but it could have worked great. The second shot adjustment, sitting circle's edge. All right, this putt could be absolutely insane, so I got to try it right through the tree. FD1, absolute peach. Buzz SS, Absolute peach. And then the forehand with a stable 9-speed that I'm not going to name yet, but a video is coming soon about it. This is how I should have thrown the Firebird. Pretty much a peach. Oh, I suck though. Oh no. Hole 18, I think it's 459 feet. Slightly downhill maybe, but I'm gonna just be throwing a smash forehand on this. Can't throw the backhand because of this tree. The tree down there, if I just kind of go right by the tree while I'm still pushing forward, I think it'll be a good shot. Just gotta be confident with this one and really just smash the shit out of it, if I'm being completely honest. Stay up. Yup. And that is how you get a 20-footer on a 469-foot hole, 459, I don't know, and you throw it literally 2 feet off the ground. I love my forehand. We'll throw one more. I'm gonna go Scorpius. Try and give it more height. Oh, flip, come on. Oh, dude, if that was the boss, that would have been so good. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, a hole like this, not much goes through my head other than like give the forehand height, which I did not do on that first star boss. But I'm looking to get this one all day. This is kind of the type of hole for me, I feel like plays into my skill set of being able to smash the shit out of forehands. And it's a hole that I can really like, it's hole 18, but I can really seal a tournament down or a round down with a 2 on this, whereas not a lot of people are probably gonna get a 2 on this. So a hole like this, I'm going for it every time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not good at disc golf, so who knows, you know what I mean? Like, this is just the thoughts that go through my head, and I like to talk to you if you take something from it and it helps. That's what I'm just trying to do out here. I'm trying to share my knowledge of disc golf. I feel like I have some knowledge, might not always translate to my actual game, but you know what? We're just out here slinging frisbees, having a good time. All right, my boss is literally parked at about 12 feet. Scorpius sitting, I don't know, 35. Could we get 2 birds on this? Oh, gross. Gross. Scorpius. Oh, damn. Oh no, I got another scratch out of my putter. If anyone has beat up Eco Piers, white ones that they want to get rid of, let me know. That was not a good putt, but when you're dead center on that right chain, they catch. And the actual shot, that was literally 5 feet maybe off the ground. The whole flight, 460-foot hole. Would it not be a round of disc golf in Minnesota if a putt didn't just slide right through the mock pocket? If you watch both videos out at this course, kind of played pretty well today actually. The putts were going in, throws were feeling pretty solid. Kind of got rejuvenated on the putting green after that round out at BRP. It was just like, I think I learned to just like be loose and just let this fly. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you maybe took something from it. I know this might be a video for like lower level players, amateurs, but maybe there's something that everyone could take from it. That's kind of my thought process while going through like a round where I'm actually like thinking about what I'm doing and how I attack a course, I guess. As always, thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one.